There was a time when the Air Force and the environment were not necessarily synonymous. Time and more attention to the world around us have changed that. From Florida, Staff Sergeant Bronwyn Tardo has an example.
For years, the beaches of Choctawhatchee Bay were a favorite recreation getaway for people in the Army. But for almost a decade, the recreation area was abandoned, a virtual dumping ground, ignored and unused. Until recently, that is. The Air Control Squadron at Eglin Air Force Base is one of several in the Air Force, responsible for providing information on the ground to pilots hunting out the enemy. That awesome responsibility means a lot of very complex training in a location that mirrors what it will be like when the real thing comes along.
Primarily, it affords us an opportunity to train in some very specific areas that we don't get a chance to do anywhere else.
You go to the pristine beaches out on Okaloosa Island, and you can't play guns, gas, because they're tourist beaches. They're beautiful white sand, and it's not conducive to, artillery simulators, M60s going off, gas, smoke.
The Bay also offers a distinct advantage for the training.
One thing the 728th needed was a site that would give them good radar access to the skies, and that meant an area that didn't have trees that would interfere with their radars or with even their satellite communications. Despite what appeared to be an ideal site for the training, there was one big question. How would all this affect the fragile environment of Choctawhatchee Bay?
We have a team of scientists and engineers, and we also use contractors to come out and do an overall snapshot of the area to find out what is significant in here that perhaps may hinder the mission, and our job is to figure out the best way to avoid that.
What is happening here as the Choctawhatchee River empties its waters into the bay of the same name, part of an area second only to the Amazon River Basin in its biodiversity, is one more example of how the environment and an important part of the Air Force mission can live side by side. Staff Sergeant Bronwyn Tardo, Air Force News, Choctawhatchee Bay, Florida.